Hello, welcome back to the woods, and welcome back to another one of my bushcraft on a budget. This one updated for 24, and this one we're going to look at clothing, so stay tuned for some real bushcraft bargains. Now, for those of you who are regulars to the channel, you will know that I do tend to focus on, shall we say, the more common man end of bushcraft. The items for those people who are on a bit of a budget, because not everybody is really flush. And what I've found is the army surplus bushcraft bargains are very popular, and I think you guys clearly do like a bargain. But a couple of things I've found with army surplus. The first one is, well, some of the stuff in plainer colours is getting more and more difficult to get hold of. The good old Austrian army surplus, well, that's gradually being phased out. The German army, they phased it out a long time. British army, we tend not to do the plainer colours very much. Everything seems to be camo, and not everyone wants to wear camo when they're out. So that's one reason we don't all want to go looking around like an extra from a bridge too far. Another one is, well, army surplus nowadays, you can't always get stuff that's used. Quite a lot of it tends to be brand new, and that brand new stuff can be quite expensive. But of course, there are always those other civilian branded bushcraft brands that are out there that, well, anyone can buy. Now, I'm talking, of course, of brands like Fjällräven, Helicontex, etc. And those have become pretty much bushcraft standards, which, well, certainly if I cast my mind back to the mid-90s when good old Ray Mears first burst onto our television, and I suppose it was everyone's first time we'd ever heard the term bushcraft. Well, things seemed to be a bit different then. There were very few manufacturers that catered for the bushcraft market. Ray himself back then used to wear an old pair of British Army lightweights, a fleece, and a Ventile smock. His original tanny coloured one was I think it was one that was made for him. His later ones were snow sled ones, but that was about it. There was very little in the way of specific bushcraft clothing. Fast forward 30 years, God, is it really that long? And there are a whole lot of different manufacturers who do indeed manufacture and market direct to the bushcraft fraternity. And while it is very good stuff, there is no denying that, it also comes at a pretty hefty price tag. Now, Fjällräven, they make some wonderful stuff that's very, very hard wearing, and it's marketed as an investment for life. But it is very, very expensive. Their trousers, I was looking the other day, and there are ones that are £120. They do a field smock, which is £400-500, their #1 field smock. Helicon Techs, it's a little more budget friendly, but still their pilgrim overhead smock and the matching trousers, the smocks are coming in about 90 quid, and I think the trousers are about the same. So really, for a lot of people, that is well outside their budget. So when we're looking for bushcraft clothing, obviously we are looking for fabrics that are suitable. We want stuff that's hard wearing, we want stuff that is fast drying, it needs to be relatively good round sparks, and it also needs to work in the outdoor environment. So choosing the right fabrics is very, very important. So surely the fabrics that are used by companies like Helicon Techs and Fjällräven must also be specialist fabrics. Well, they've got specialist names, Dura Canvas, and we've also got G1000, which are the two ones that they use. But if you actually look at the composition of those, they're all essentially polycottons, which is short for polyester cotton, and it's a polyester cotton mix. And the most common one is a 65-35 mix, which is 65% polyester, 35% cotton. And it gives you fast drying, lightweight, hard wearing, kind of flame-ish retardant, but not terribly. But essentially, all of those names, whether it's G1000 or Duraflex, they're basically polycottons. They've been woven in a slightly different way, and I'm not saying that they aren't very, very good, but they are basic polycottons. Now, it doesn't just stop with the outer layers, the G1000 and the Dura Canvas. If you also look at the Fjällräven range, they also do some sort of very bushcrafty check shirts that are made of wool with G1000 over the shoulders. Are they actually made of wool? Well, they're a wool mix. The rest of it is polyester. Now, armed with this information of what the actual composition of the fabrics are, well, we can go out on a search for an alternative that perhaps is a slightly better cost. So armed with this information about what the actual composition of the fabrics are, we can then go out and we can look for alternatives that don't cost an arm and a leg. And indeed, that is exactly what I've done. I've gone online and I've found some alternatives that are freely available, which fit the bill perfectly for bushcraft. They're the right colours, they've got the pockets, they've got the fabrics, they've got all the features that you find on the high-end expensive stuff, but they come in at a fraction of cost. Indeed, pair of Fjällräven trousers, I think the Vida Pros I looked at anywhere between about 100 and 130 odd pounds. This whole outfit comes in at just over 60-ish, I seem to recall, which is a huge saving. And if you are looking for bushcraft clothing but you don't want to go down the army surplus route, then this could be just the choice for you. So my first item, well, it's this, my smock. An overhead smock complete with chest pocket, just like the one that Fjällräven does. It's also got a hand warmer pockets that run right through. It's got a hood. It's got a nice roomy cut. It's not particularly long, but it is also made of that magic fabric, that workwear mix, because that's all polycotton is. It's a workwear mix. And this one is, again, polycotton, 65% polyester, 35% cotton. And it is, and you guys who have watched me for a long time will know that these tend to be my go-to smocks. This one is a brand new one. My other one I've still got. And what I thought I would do is come up with a brand new one, and in later videos I'm going to show you how to modify this one up. So it is a great item. You've seen it a lot you know how hard wearing it is. You can proof them up a bit. They already come with a DWR coating anyway, which will keep out a bit of a shower. You can use any of those different proofing agents, but overall it's not bad. It does up with Velcro, which not everybody likes, but it does work. It also can be replaced. It's got Velcro on the sleeves, and the sleeves are cut nice and long. And the Velcro adjusters, again, they're not bad. And it's got, yeah, sleeves that are a good cut. Sizing wise, well, this one is an XL. I'm 5'9", and I've got a sort of 42, 44 chest, and I like things to be baggy. So I did have the large, which fitted okay, but I preferred one that was the XL, that had that bit more cut, so that I could fit up plenty more stuff on underneath. These you can get from that very specialist outdoor retailer, Amazon, and they go for anywhere between 25 to 30 pounds. It's a great bit of kit for that sort of money. I've had it for years, I've battered the hell out of it, and it is really good. Now, the next item we're going to look at is the lower half, the trousers. So trousers, here they are. As you can see, tan colour. They also have got the usual deep pockets on either side, and they've got those bits that pull out like so, which aren't everyone's cup of tea. I may indeed take these off. Pockets at the back, one on either side, again held down with Velcro. You've also got your leg pockets, which you've got your main one with these smaller ones on the side. This one on this side is secured with Velcro, and you can see they're a bellows pocket. Over on the other side, same large pocket with a little tab. You've also got a zip secure on there, so you can keep your valuables in there, and you've got a smaller pocket on the side there. So with the Far Ravens, again, those are multi-pocketed. These are very similar. You've also got one of my things with the tactical type trousers, reinforced knees, and a lot of them say they will take a knee pad. Well, these will. They've got reinforced knees, but you can access them from the outside. So when I'm working, I can slot knee pads up inside, and when I don't want them, which you don't always because they're a pain in the bum, you can simply take those out. Now, these trousers are a great bit of kit. I've had these for quite a while. Now, I've had these trousers for about 6 months, but I kind of tell a lie, because I actually had a couple of pairs of these over the years, workwear trousers, and made by Tough Stuff, and they have always proved to be absolutely excellent. They're amazing value for money. Yes, they are set up for the workman, but sometimes that can pay dividends. My axe, when I'm out in the woods, it's got one of these little hammer loops on the side, and my axe fits perfectly in there. So if I'm working away out in the woods, I'm splitting with my axe, and then I've got an armful of stuff, well, I haven't got to juggle an axe as well, because I could just put it in there. So there's lots and lots of features on these trousers that are absolutely great and ideal for you, the bushcrafter. Now, I know what you're all thinking, yeah, but how much are they going to cost? Well, they're aimed at tradesmen. They're designed to be workwear, so they're not expensive. Again, if you go on Amazon, you can pick them up from about £14.95, which is a lot less than that 120 quid for a pair of Vida Pro trousers. These are Workwear Pro trousers by Tough Stuff, and they're excellent, really, really good, so go and check those out. Now my next item, well, we all love our wool shirts and our wool kit, but it can be quite pricey. I tend to buy used wool shirts off of eBay, but again, they're becoming more and more difficult to find. However, think what a wool shirt does. Usually it's your mid layer. I tend to wear a wool t-shirt as a base layer if I'm out, particularly in the winter, and I get those from Aldi where they're quite cheap. The layer above that, well, if it is wool, yeah, great. But if you can't afford that, why not go for fleece? Right? And fleece, polyester fleece, is great. It's lightweight, it's fast drying, it's not great around sparks and fire, but you're going to be wearing your smock over the top, which will help to protect it. It will insulate you when it's wet. It's very, very fast drying, and they're cheap. This one I got from Decathlon, and it's one of their Salognac ones, and it was $14.95, and it's a great item. Zips up nicely, cuts good, all round for the money. You can't beat it. And yeah, it's not wool, but it does the job, and it does the job very, very well, but without the price tag. So there you go. Once you've got that little bit of information about what the fabrics are made from, your choices are suddenly a whole lot wider. And if you look at what I've actually paid for this complete outfit, well, trousers $14.95, fleece $14.95, so that's 30 quid. The jacket also 30 quid. So for 60 quid you've got a complete bushcraft outfit. So if you are trying to practice bushcraft on a budget, all is not lost. You can get the gear with all the features, all the pockets, the right colours, for not a whole lot of money. So there you go, that is my guide to bushcraft clothing if you are on a budget. I'll put the links in the description box down below for Amazon and also for Decathlon, where you can get the fleece. Go over and check them out, because there's no need to pay a fortune for clothing for out in bushcraft. At the end of the day, we're just messing about in the woods. You don't need to spend an arm and a leg when kitting yourself out to do so. I've got a few other videos coming up which are there for the budgetly minded. One of those, well, I mentioned it a couple of videos ago, was for this little knife, and this is the Zapas Modern Puko. And I did have somebody put a comment, they bought one of these off the strength of my recommendation. I haven't recommended it yet. Let me test it out, let me see if it works, let me know if I think it's good enough to recommend to you guys. At the moment, the jury's still out, but we will see how it goes. But I will let you know as soon as I do. Now, as I said, I'll put the links for the clothing in the description box. Also in that description box there is a link to my social media, both Facebook and Instagram, so pop over there and give me a follow. There's also a link over there to buy me a coffee, so if you enjoyed this video, nip over and buy me a coffee. Also in my links box there is also a link to my Etsy shop, the Greencraft Shop, and over there you will find my little survival necklaces. There's also over there at the moment some of my fire starter pouches, and also my cuts kit, an essential bit of gear which goes everywhere with me, and it should go everywhere with you. The fire starter pouches, well, that's where you keep all your fire lighting gear. They're nice bright orange. I won't go on too much about them. Pop over and check them out. And for those who were wondering, the Greencraft patches are indeed inbound, so keep your eye on the shop. Go over and check it out. I think that's everything. I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe in the woods. I'm going to go and enjoy my cup of tea